Hi everyone, today we're going to be taking a quick look at the brand new Steam Deck OLED. And as you can see, first off, there are some changes to the case here. We've got a red dot in the middle as opposed to the blue dot on the old Steam Deck case. But other than that, we also have this new Velcro latch on the case, which is actually a big improvement because it just adds an extra layer of security. And also, if you unzip it here, all you have to do is seal that shut, and then it won't accidentally come undone and your Steam Deck won't fall out and maybe get damaged. So that's a really nice addition. Still got the little pouch and space underneath to hold the charger, which is nice. And the handle is now on the other side of the case, as opposed to the old one, which had the handle on the zipper side and did not have this same Velcro latch. So some major improvements there, and now we're going to move on to the device itself. So the new OLED Steam Deck is visually very similar to the old Steam Deck. In fact, just looking at it without powering it on, you'd be hard pressed to really find what's new about the design, and that's actually a good thing, so it retains the same form factor. It's still extremely comfortable to hold. One thing I did immediately notice upon taking it out of the box was that it is significantly lighter, like noticeably lighter. Just from picking it up, I could tell it was lighter, and that's actually really nice because it'll make it easier to use for longer periods of time. See, one other little difference we can find is that it comes with a white screen cloth as opposed to the old black screen cloth. That's very minor, but I thought I mentioned it anyway. And then of course you've got this enormous bright OLED display here. It's an HDR OLED display, and it looks beautiful. Really, really nice. That is a huge upgrade. And despite having that new OLED HDR display, it actually has a larger battery and a longer battery life. I think it has a more efficient processor. It's not more powerful than the original Steam Deck, but it is more efficient, so it gets 30 to 50% longer battery life. And of course, that's great. It runs more coolly. It's cooler running than the original Steam Deck, which, I mean, that's great too. And it includes Wi-Fi 6E, which if you have a really fast internet connection, means that you'll be able to download games much, much faster. And then, of course, the other big upgrade, if you opt for the highest end model, such as this, is a terabyte of storage, which is really important these days as games just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So, yeah, I would definitely go with the 1 terabyte model. It's more expensive, but it's something you will definitely appreciate further down the road. The feel of the controls is all really nice, and the thumbsticks themselves, I think they're still the same thumbsticks, although they have changed the material, I believe, of the surface here. The old, it's now more of a glossy surface than the matte surface before. And I'm hoping, before I did notice that the surface they had for the top of the thumbsticks did have a tendency to accumulate grime. And these look like maybe they will resist that grime accumulation a little bit better. So anyway, other than that, it's really still the same Steam Deck, and that's a great thing. A lot of games are now being optimized really well for the Steam Deck. Since these are becoming increasingly common, increasingly adopted by gamers, video game developers are more likely to really keep the Steam Deck hardware in mind when designing their games and optimize their games for it. So it has that kind of a video game console advantage, but with PC games. So that is really nice to have. And we're going to really quickly take out the Steam Deck here, my old Steam Deck, which I've had pretty much since launch, and it's like I've used it on an almost daily basis. It's a great thing. Again, heavier, powered on here really quick, and you can immediately see the differences in the screen. I can probably just hold them up, and even on camera, you'll be able to see that back difference there. And holding them side to side like this, we can see some design differences. This is a much darker design overall. You see you got on the old Steam Deck, you've got the white base around the thumbsticks, you've got brighter highlights on the keys, and on these switches here, everything is a little bit darker and dimmer, and that actually makes sense to me, seeing as you're not really ever looking at the controls when you're looking at the screen, and you kind of automatically know where the controls are, so they don't need to be quite as bright and stand out. But I don't know, that'll be, I guess, a matter of taste. But I can just tell by looking at these images here that it's much richer colors here. If I put both of them looking at the Ascent here, so they both have the color behind them. The red really shows through there, while on this one it's all kind of washed out. Very vibrant on the Steam Deck OLED, and much less so on the original one. So yeah, that new screen is really readily apparent. And you can also see on the old one they had very thick bezels for the display, whereas with the new one they have increased the size of the display without increasing the size of the device, simply by shrinking the bezels and just using that for more screen real estate. So that's really nice to see. So now let's move on and compare the Steam Deck OLED to a couple of other devices that I have, including, most prominently, the Lenovo Legion Go, which I am currently testing for a review. And this is a much chunkier device, and it has a lot more of interesting things about it. Instead of SteamOS, this is running Windows 11, which is both a blessing and a curse. Windows 11 is a bit of an awkward operating system, but it does allow this one to be a little bit less of a hassle to install alternate game stores. You can still install things like the Epic Game Store or Uplay and whatnot on the Steam Deck, but it is a lot easier on the Legion Go, since you just have a native Windows operating system. The Legion Go also does a couple of very interesting things, since like the Nintendo Switch, you can take the controllers off of this, unfold the integrated kickstand, and then just game on it like that. You got these two controllers here, and so you don't have to hold the thing in your hand at all. You can just hold the controllers. That's pretty cool. I guess you could even connect this to a TV, sit in the living room, and use these controllers. And yeah, just kind of like the Nintendo Switch. It's a pretty innovative system. Plus, it also comes with this stand, which with this controller, you switch it into FPS mode, and you plug this in, and you basically have a mouse, which is great for playing FPS games. So the Legion Go does some really cool stuff. It even you can even get it with Lenovo Legion glasses, which are plug into this, and they have an augmented reality display kind of. It's these two projected into these pieces of glass here, and then you can plug this in and play it, and only you can see the screen. I'm not 100% sold on those, but it's just another part of why Legion Go is a very outlandish device that's trying a lot of different things, and some of that it gets right, some of it doesn't. It's much more powerful, but the thing is, the Steam Deck is very well optimized for all the games that run on the Steam Deck. I think it kind of evens out in terms of what games you can play, just because the Steam Deck, you're going to get games that are more natively optimized for the Steam Deck, whereas you're usually going to have to really work with some games to get them running really well on the Legion Go. So just some things to keep in mind, and of course, I believe this one is quite a bit more expensive than the Steam Deck. So next, we're going to talk just a little very quickly here about the Nintendo Switch compared to the Steam Deck. I've got the Switch Lite. which I love. This is a very tiny, extremely portable device, and of course you can play a lot of different games on it, and it has game cartridges, and that's really cool. I like physical games, so I still love having Nintendo Switch Lite, and you can see it is much smaller and more portable than the Steam Deck. However, there are but just having Steam and being able to play Steam PC games on the Steam Deck means that I use the Steam Deck a lot more than I do the Switch Lite. So, in conclusion, the Steam Deck OLED is easy to recommend. This is an amazing upgrade from the original Steam Deck. The original Steam Deck is still great. It still performs just as well as this new one. But with this one, you get a lot of upgrades, in particular, that big bright screen, better battery life, etc. So it's definitely a worthwhile upgrade if you already have a Steam Deck, but you shouldn't really feel pressured that you have to upgrade to it. As compared to other gaming handhelds, there are some really interesting, innovative handhelds available, such as the Legion Go. So they're definitely worth considering. However, the Steam Deck is, I think, still the gold standard of handheld gaming. It just is a great experience, and it's why it is still the really one of my favorite ways to play video games right now. Even though I have a big desktop PC, the Steam Deck is just a nice system to use. So yeah, I can easily recommend it. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye!